They never yelled at you. They never threatened you. They didn't have to. Because the most dangerous narcissists don't need words to destroy you. They use silence. They use looks. They use the things they don't say. And by the time you realize what's happening, you've already lost. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how narcissists control people without saying a single word. Stay until the end, because the last technique is the one that keeps victims trapped for years. Let's start with their most common weapon, the silent treatment. Most people think silence is just ignoring someone. It's not. In the hands of a narcissist, silence is a calculated tool. Here's what's actually happening. When a narcissist goes silent, they're not processing their emotions. They're waiting for you to panic, to apologize, to chase them. Because the moment you reach out first, they've won. They've confirmed that your need for connection is stronger than your self-respect. Psychologists call this operant conditioning. The narcissist removes affection, like taking food from an animal, and watches you perform to get it back. And here's the part nobody talks about. The silent treatment isn't random. It's timed. Right when you feel confident, right when you set a boundary, right when you start to pull away, the silence begins. It's not a reaction. It's a punishment. Let me tell you about a woman named Sarah. Sarah was in a relationship for 4 years. Her partner never hit her, never screamed at her, never called her names. But whenever Sarah expressed a need, a boundary, a feeling, he would simply disappear. Not physically. He would be right there in the same room, but his eyes would go cold. His responses would become one word. And Sarah, terrified of losing him, would immediately take back everything she said. She would apologize for things that weren't her fault. She would shrink herself, smaller and smaller, until one day she realized she had completely stopped expressing any needs at all. She had been trained, not with words, with silence. The second weapon has no name in most psychology textbooks, but survivors of narcissistic abuse know exactly what it is. It's called the look. A single glance, cold, flat, empty, that stops you mid-sentence. You don't know why you stopped talking. You just did. That look communicates something your conscious mind can't fully process, but your nervous system understands immediately. You've gone too far. Be careful. You'll pay for this later. No words needed. Over time, you start to monitor their face constantly. Are they happy? Are they about to go cold? Did I say something wrong? This is called hypervigilance, and it's a trauma response. Your brain has been trained, like a soldier scanning for threats, to read their expressions before you can even finish your own thoughts. That's not a relationship. That's captivity. There's a famous case study from a therapist in New York. She had a patient, a highly successful lawyer, who would freeze completely in meetings. Not because of the pressure, not because of the topic, but because his senior partner had a habit of giving him a specific look, a slow, flat stare. That look had been conditioned into him over 7 years of working together. His body had learned before his brain could catch up. That look means danger. In therapy, he discovered that look was identical to the one his narcissistic father gave him as a child. The narcissist's look doesn't just control you today. It follows you for the rest of your life. Technique number 3 is called triangulation, and it operates entirely in the space between words. Here's how it works. The narcissist doesn't tell you that you're not good enough. They just mention someone who is. My ex never had a problem with this. Everyone else seems to understand me. She was so easy to be around. No direct insult. No clear attack. But the message is received. You are replaceable. You are inadequate. You should be grateful they chose you. Triangulation introduces a third party, real or imagined, to create competition, jealousy, and insecurity. And the genius of it? If you react, you look crazy. I was just talking about a friend. Why are you so insecure? You can't argue against something that was never said directly. That's the point. Here's a real story that shows exactly how this works. A man named James had been with his partner for 2 years. She never insulted him directly, but she had a friend, let's call her Amanda. Amanda's name came up constantly. Amanda always knows exactly what to say in situations like this. Amanda never gets jealous. Amanda just gets me in a way most people don't. James never met Amanda. He wasn't even sure Amanda was real, but he spent 2 years trying to become her, trying to be calmer, more understanding, less difficult. He was competing with a ghost and losing every single day.
And now, technique number 4, the one I promised you. The reason victims stay. The reason intelligent, strong, self-aware people find themselves trapped. It's called intermittent reinforcement. And it is, without question, and one of the most powerful psychological forces known to science. Here's the principle. Consistent punishment creates fear, but random punishment mixed with random reward creates addiction. Slot machines work this way. You don't win every time. You win, sometimes, unpredictably, randomly. And that unpredictability is exactly what keeps you pulling the lever. Narcissists do this, naturally. Cold for a week, then suddenly warm, loving, the person you fell in love with. Critical for a month, then one genuine compliment. That makes you forget everything. Your brain releases dopamine not when they're kind, but when they're kind after being cruel. The contrast creates the addiction. Let me tell you about B.F. Skinner, one of the most influential psychologists in history. In the 1950s, Skinner put rats in a box. Some rats got food every time they pressed a lever. They pressed it when they were hungry and stopped when they were full. Predictable, controlled, rational. But the second group of rats? They got food randomly. Sometimes pressing the lever worked, sometimes it didn't. No pattern, no logic. Those rats became obsessed. They pressed the lever thousands of times. They stopped eating, stopped sleeping. They pressed until they collapsed from exhaustion, because the random reward was impossible to give up. Now replace the lever with a text message. Replace the food with affection. And replace the rat with you. You're not weak for staying. You're chemically bonded. And that is exactly what they're counting on. 4 silent weapons. The silent treatment. The look. Triangulation. And intermittent reinforcement. No yelling. No threats. No obvious abuse. Just silence. glances, carefully placed words about other people, and a reward system designed to keep you hooked. Sarah stopped shrinking herself. James stopped chasing a ghost. And the lawyer finally understood why a look could paralyze him. Awareness doesn't erase the damage, but it gives you something the narcissist never wanted you to have: a way out. If any of this felt familiar, that recognition is your first step. Share this video with someone who needs to see it. And subscribe, because next week we're covering the dark triad. 3 personality types. 1 goal: control. I'll see you there.